then ask yourself a question. When is the last time, Richard, that you ever witnessed a presidential campaign where one of the candidates didn't campaign at all? I mean, that's completely asinine to try to convince yourself that this guy got more votes than Hillary Clinton, who, by the way, is one of the most prolific people in American politics, whether you love her or hate her. I hate her. But whether you like her or not, she's one of the most prolific, most well-known, most famous people in American politics, probably globally. He got more votes than her. He's Joe Biden. He's really no big deal. He's been in politics for 47 years. He's an establishment, deep state household name of corruption and filth and dirt and quid pro quos all over the place. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody over at CNN wants to acknowledge that. They're lying to you. Nobody at the Fox News channel really wants to get on board with that, with the exception of a couple, maybe Maria Bartiromo and Tucker Carlson. Sean Hannity beats the drum every day. But other than that, Fox is full of a bunch of cowards as well. They're unwilling to go there. And I would assume that it's only because of contractual obligations that these people, the few that I mentioned, are still at Fox. And when their contract is up, I guess what? Renegotiation is probably not even going to be on the table as Fox continues their cowardly trend downward. And if you go over to their Facebook page right now, you can watch, if you refresh their page, you can watch as the fans and followers just continues to drop every time you refresh it. People are walking away from it. They're running away from it. They're going to places like Newsmax, to One America News Network, to whatfinger.com. And you were talking about not being able to see these stories on Facebook and YouTube, with the exception of porn. Basically, everything used to be allowed. But now look at porn. I mean, even that is being allowed on Facebook now. Soft porn continuously at the top of my Facebook feed with these stories that are being pushed out there by people that I'm not friends with, I've never even met before, but they're right up there at the top. I see women in lingerie, I see women in bikinis, I see women in their underwear, I see women half naked or totally naked but covering up their, the parts that aren't allowed. Soft porn is being pushed right down your throat on Facebook every day when you open it up. Argue with me. I'll show you. And I guarantee that it's happening on your Facebook feed as well. We have become a society that is really willing to trash and throw away and suppress and completely disregard actual news regarding the takeover of America, a fraudulent and stolen election, criminal corruption happening amongst the highest levels of our government, the silencing of American patriotic voices. Your First Amendment right is all but completely effing gone. Your Second Amendment is going to be under attack, no doubt, 100%. Joe Biden yesterday said that the first 100 days are going to include everybody masking everywhere. He will require, it will be a federal law. He could be arrested by the federal marshals if you don't comply with these mandates. The FBI, the Secret Service. All of these enforcement agencies can now look at you for just not wearing a mask. The takeover of America is on. It's happening right here, right now, in front of your face. And if you don't think that they're going to try to come for your guns, hey, although be it, I don't believe they will be successful, but it's still going to happen. And the fact that we have to talk about that right now in America, while the mainstream media and all the people that YouTube just mentioned as the credible sources that they're going to redirect people to, well, of course they are. Of course they're going to do that, Richard, because those are the people that are lying to Americans. They're pushing them around with fear. They're putting the ticker at the bottom of their screen on a virus that has a 99.89% or 99.92% survival rate. It's absolutely preposterous, completely unbelievable, and I will not accept it. I refuse to accept this.
All in the name of money and power.
Money, power, control, compliance. Not yours, not mine. They are going to attempt to completely eradicate the middle class. The shutdown of businesses is happening as business owners plead and plead and plead with their local representatives. I don't even call them elected officials or leaders anymore because they're anything but that. They're not official anything and they don't lead shit. These people are radicals who hate the framework of America and who are willing to tear it all down, and they're not afraid to tell you right out in front that they're doing it. For far too long, conservative Republicans have been the nice guy. We have been the laydowns. We have been the, well, when you want to have a reasonable discussion, come on back, we'll be right here. But we cannot do that anymore. We need our Republicans, if that's what you're going to call them, because most of them are rhinos, Republican in name only, to grab a hold of your cojones and get up there and try to help save this country. Because if you don't, you will be removed. In a lot of cases, probably physical and with violence. It's going to happen in this country, and it's coming soon. I would predict that within 30 days, there's going to be massive bloodshed on the streets of America. Your kids' lives will be in danger, and your life will be in jeopardy if you don't act and do something right now. Call your elected representatives and tell them that this is going to happen. and that there's nothing that anybody can do about it? Come on, yes there is. And you have to start doing it right now. Until tomorrow at 5 o'clock p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, all over everywhere. Here's what's up
America,
to it.
Bourbon.
Here's what's down to it. Here's to any way you can get to it. Here's to those that don't do it, maybe dragged to it, tied to it, or forced to it. And here's to us who do it because we're the ones that's used to it. Remember, to fly low and avoid that radar. One day they're going to come for the car, and when they do, save the radio!